Hey gang, it's Leanne here. Let's talk habit hacks. I am reading a book, Lose Weight Now, by Dr. Jade Teta and Keone Teta, and it's a really great book that basically tells you how to be your own body detective. And so I have been using their philosophy for hacking habits that I want to change. So I love TV, and I have a DVR, and I DVR all my favorite shows. And usually my regular routine was after coming home from work, I would plop on the couch and watch all my shows, sometimes 3-4 shows at a time while drinking wine. Now, because I had so many shows I wanted to watch, the wine would just keep flowing and flowing. And then all of this kind of led into my nighttime routine being up in the air, because drinking wine made me go to sleep later. My sleep wasn't as restful, and my sleep was impacted because of the wine drinking, and then going to the bed late, and then waking up the next day not feeling rested, not feeling ready and active to hit the day and hit my morning routine. So everything was impacted. So I knew that was a habit I wanted to change. So after reading this book, I used their 4 steps to kind of implement a new habit. So how to hack a habit that you're trying to change. Okay, so step one is first pay attention. Pay attention to your cravings. You should start noticing that your cravings, you pay very close attention to whatever is going around you, whatever's going on around you, like your environment, what they call environmental triggers. So sometimes this may be coming home from work and then you're turning on the TV, which for me, that's what I did. Coming home from work, turning on the TV, sitting down on the couch, or maybe it's coming home from work, going to a restaurant to eat dinner, or going out on a weekend at night with friends. All of these things, these environmental cues, they can be triggers for certain cravings that you may be dealing with. Like for me, one of my major triggers for cravings is smelling donuts. Not so much now because I have no sense of smell. I lost my sense of smell from a bike accident, but I remember clearly, like if I smelled donuts, I would really start craving like all these sugary, yummy, good carb foods. But so first step is just pay attention to your cravings. And once you have your cravings, just think about what's going on around you in your environment in that present moment that could be attributed to your craving. You know, they have something called hallucinatory smell, which I realized after my bike accident and I lost my sense of smell, because I hit my head and I had a brain injury that impacted my sense of smell. It made all the nerves in my brain die, and so now I can't smell. But even after losing my smell, there's so many times in my life, even now, currently, like, you know, what are we, 13 years later since my bike crash, I feel like I have these strong senses of that I smell a certain smell. Like I am adamant that I smell donuts, or I smell like bacon, and I tell my husband, I said, do you smell that? And he's like, no, there's nothing, you can't smell, remember? And I'm like, no, I smell it, it's so real. And that's when I learned from my neurologist that there is something called hallucinatory smell, where smell is such associated with memories that sometimes we recall a memory in our brain, and that memory will trigger a smell that we have associated with that memory. So I wasn't really smelling donuts or bacon. I was experiencing a memory that made me realize, oh, I smell bacon, or I smell donuts or something. So the brain is amazing. But anyway, so just step one, pay attention. What is going on in your environment at that time when you're having the craving? Write it down, notice it, take it in. Step 2 is hack the habit. So once you recognize the habit that you want to change, the craving that accompanies that habit that you want to change, and the environmental cues surrounding that habit that leads to that craving that you want to change, then you're going to have to really figure out what are you after by eating the thing, drinking the thing, doing that habit you want to change. What is it that you're really after? Like for me, the habit of drinking wine, was it to relax? Was it to tune out? Was it to zone out? Was it to feel super mellow? But you have to pinpoint what reward are you looking for. So once you find that, then we have to find a way to eliminate the environmental triggers and change your routine so that you still get the same reward of whatever, like stress less, feel good, wind down, but the means to get to that reward is different. So like instead of drinking wine to get to that end goal of feeling stress less, change that habit to something else that could still allow us to feel less stress. So for example, that let's say you return home from work and you feel like this excited or maybe anxiety that you can't wait to sit on the couch, watch your favorite show because the Real Housewives is on and you're gonna drink wine and you're like super excited. But you realize that's the craving and the habit that has just been triggered. So think about it. Take a few seconds to really think about what is it that you're really after to do all those things. Watch the Real Housewives and drink wine. Is it relaxation? If so, instead of pouring a glass of wine and then maybe eating the cheese and the crackers that all comes with that, why don't you think about taking a relaxing hot bath? You know, really set the stage for a nice, luxurious bath. Candles, music, and or take 30 minutes to kind of like just tune out and spend time in either meditation or in your bath. Once you find that new routine, that new habit that can replace the habit you want to change, then it just takes practice. Just practice that new routine over and over and over again, and then eventually a new craving develops. And again, that takes time. You know, people say it takes 21 days to develop a habit. I believe that for some people, yes, but I feel it takes much, much longer. I just had a client call today, and she was telling me she wants to get back to her feeling in terms of when she was training for the marathon her first time, the feeling of fitness and strength, and the fact that her training for this marathon was just constant. It wasn't even a have to. She didn't even think about it. It became a habit. It was a regular habit that she would just do the thing to train for this race. And now that the race is gone, she wishes that she could have that routine again. And like I told her, you know, she's asking how long is it going to take. We've been working together about 6 weeks now, and I said, you know, for real lasting change, I tell my clients, you know, don't expect anything really different until at least 3 months of making small progress steps, taking many anchor actions every day with my gentle nudges to really make an impact. But so it just takes practice. So step 3 is then now working with what's going on in your mind. So there's a lot of different hacks or different ways that we could help to satisfy cravings. So one of the things that I found for changing my habit of watching TV and drinking wine was drinking cocoa. So one of the gals in my business coaching group, she turned me on to this Lakanto drinking chocolate. This is really awesome. I got it from Amazon, and it's sweetened with monk fruit, and basically it's like I put 4 teaspoons into 1 cup of hot water, and it's very yummy, like hot cocoa. It's 15 calories, no fat, 13 carbs, 4 grams of fiber, no sugars. There's 8 grams of sugar alcohols, and less than 1 gram of protein. So look at the different types of ingredients, because some of you may be sensitive to erythritol or monk fruit extract, but that's in here. But for me, this is kind of like really nips it in the bud. And I found that on most days I don't even want to drink wine anymore. I can just watch my Real Housewives because that habit's not changing. And I drink my drinking chocolate instead. And then my routine is pretty solid in terms of going to bed on time, waking up refreshed, hitting my morning agenda, and so on and so forth. So that is one of the natural ways that we could combat cravings, cocoa powder. Also branched chain amino acids, BCAAs, 5 to 10 milligrams. I take BCAAs period daily, 5 milligrams just for lean muscle building. So I use Thorne Research brand branched chain amino acids. I get that from my osteopath, but you can also get Thorne BCAAs on Amazon. And so there's flavored, it's very minimal flavor. I just mix that with water, and research has shown that BCAAs help sort of like satisfy the chemicals going on to the brain that can help balance out with cravings. And the last step, so 4 steps to hacking a habit, is assess. So your cravings, whether they're like physiological or psychological, they're all good evidence that you can use to help you understand what's going on with your body. So, we hear people all the time, especially diabetics who are low blood sugar, what happens to them. That is a very real body physiological reaction going on, and they have to do something to combat that low blood sugar. So that is evidence. The way they feel when they prick their finger and they get that number on the monitor, that is all biofeedback. So you can start using your cravings to kind of figure out how your body is functioning. So are you low blood sugar? Are you getting too much exercise? Are you not getting enough exercise? Are you missing meals or eating too frequently? Are you sleep deprived? All these lifestyle factors can affect your cravings. And so a lot of my women clients come to me and with their binging and craving, I first start with their sleep. And we kind of go on their sleep routine and their day-to-day, and we kind of log that for a couple of weeks, because I have found, just with working with so many different women, that usually very shitty sleep, or even good sleep but not enough sleep, leads to a lot of these binging and craving types of food issues that have been going on. So again, it's just about assessing. So always checking in with yourself and asking yourself, how's your cravings been? Assessing your cravings like on a scale of 1 through 10, where 1 is like no cravings at all and 10 is like, give me all the sugar, give me all the chips or everything. The sweet spot is, of course, you want to keep your cravings on the lower end of the scale, like 5 or less, and use that as a gauge, where if it's out of whack, like above 5 or more, then that's kind of giving you evidence that's what's going on with your food and your fitness. Something's going on that's not sustainable, or something's going on that needs to change. So understanding all of that will help you to manipulate like all these different factors that could, result in long-term fat loss, because we don't care about weight loss. We focus on long-term sustainable fat loss. So again, how to hack a habit you want to change. Step 1, pay attention to your cravings and their environmental triggers. Step 2, hack that habit by figuring out what is the real reward you are after, and then change that habit to elicit the same reward. Step 3, balance your brain by using other creative hacks to satisfy that craving, such as BCAAs or this hot drinking chocolate, cocoa. It's actually cocoa powder. So you don't necessarily have to get this hot drinking chocolate. It's just 1 tablespoon in 1 cup of water, hot cocoa powder. Step 4, assess. Use your cravings as evidence to be your body detective, to figure out what's going on with your sleep, your food, your fitness that needs to change so that you can achieve long-term sustainable weight loss. I hope this was helpful, gang. These are the kinds of tutorials you will get when you enroll in my 6-week lean muscle building program for women ages 30 plus. This is a customized Metcons and macros 6-week program that my clients will get. It is not a cookie cutter, one-size-fits-all program. This is not a diet. This is a lean muscle building program that is customized for your ability, your access, and your availability. So once you enroll, you fill out a short questionnaire when you register, and that will help me create your 6-week program, which will be accessible free on True Coach. You will have your 6-week plan with all video tutorials of all the things that you want to do. So I have the link in my bio. I have 4 spots left. I'm only taking a group of 10 ladies because I want to be able to be very hands-on and work with each individual gal on their own access, availability, and ability for great results. What is the goal of this? The goal of this level up program is to get strong, feel amazing, and lean out a little bit. Again, this is not a weight loss program. This is a program where we're going to also meet once a week for bonus education and content, including tutorials like this on how to hack habits, how to curb cravings, the myths about fat loss, the common food myths like carbs are the devil. They're not the devil. They are not. And all this other juicy good content that actually is going to be also customized for the group that we're in. So accepting registered participants now, 4 spots left, link in my bio. Cart closes on Sunday at midnight in Hawaii Standard Time. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. If not, have a great day, guys. Bye.